So here we go, race number 2 time for the British touring cars here at the Knockhill Motor Racing Circuit this afternoon. So this is the second race today, a reverse grid of the finishing order of race 1, with any cars that didn't finish or didn't start, starting from the back of the grid, just as it wouldn't exactly be fair to draw them in the front of the grid. So the rundown of the grid is as follows. We've got 7 cars on track. So pole position is 45 John Smith, alongside him is 66 Scott Kinton. So row 1 is 45 and 66. Row 2, number 80 Ben Singleton and 22 Kevin van der Bosch. So row 2, 80 and 22. Row number 3 is 23 Owen Potter and 24 Jordan Fleming. So 23 and 24 on row 2, and then row 3 is number 19 Matthew Saboni. So once again, row 3 is number 19. So just the one car back there. So this, as always, will be a clutch start. Wait for the lights to go out on the gantry, and then we will go racing with our second action of the day for the mighty British touring cars. Okay, the lights are out and away we go then. We are racing, and down towards turn 1 they go for the first time. Great start from the BMW from further back in the grid in row number 2. So he leads into the first corner. Round turn 1 for the first time at Duffers. The Nissan runs a bit wide of Owen Potter, but they've all managed to make their way round Duffers for the first time. A-OK as they head towards the chicane for the first time. It's still the BMW and the Nissan at the front of the grid. We look a bit further back in the order to find a Vauxhall clashing over the curbs. Number 80, Ben Singleton, Matthew Saboni running a bit wide in the background in car 19 in the Renault. As the 80 car goes off the track a little bit there, goes sideways and almost gets collected by the Renault as they come back on track. So we head back to the leaders now. It's still going to be Van der Bosch and Potter as they come into the hairpin for the first time.
Yep, rather clean first lap from the touring cars. Kevin in the lead in the number 22 BMW. Very fast car. Potter in behind in the Nissan. As we see Fleming launch one up the inside in the second of the Nissans. As we see also Ben Singleton in the Cavalier going a little bit wide on the exit of the bottom hairpin as we start lap 2. We got Fleming defending from Smith as they come down the straight now. Can John launch one up into turn 1?
Doesn't look like it so far. Has to back out of it. In the meanwhile, the Renault attacks the Vauxhall at turn 1, but they managed to survive it through Duffers Dip as the Nissan is now involved. The Mazda's involved in this battle. In fact, knocks the Renault off the track there. That was a little bit cheeky there. There wasn't really a gap there, I don't think.
No, Matt turned in at the normal point, and Scott's Mazda was just sitting there, and just didn't do anything other than hit the Renault out of the way. So quite a forceful move there as we come now onto the back straight. So it's still Kevin in the lead, Potter in behind, with Fleming now catching after he's got past that Peugeot. Yes,
very much so. It looks like Kevin's got a mirror full of Nissan, so he could be seeing some immense pressure in the very near future from those two as they come across the start and finish straights. Once again, as they head back towards Duffers Dip for lap number 3. It's still Van der Bosch leader in the rear-wheel drive BMW, the only rear-wheel drive car here today. The rear-wheel drive BMWs have been sort of dominating the championship this season with a double race win at Silverstone last week on the Grand Prix circuit there, which is the longest track of the season so far. And oh dear me, that was a very big moment from Potter there, off onto the grass as they go through the chicane. So the Nissan got really crossed up there, but he's still stuck underneath the rear bumper of the BMW, but he's got his teammate behind him, Jordan Fleming, to worry about in the very near future.
Yeah, Potter got a little bit loose all over the curbs. The car's unsettled quite there because you're pretty much in the air as you take that chicane. As Potter looks on the inside, not there, not close enough. As Fleming now tries to launch one on his teammate. He's got the slipstream. It's going to be... He could actually get a move done here. Potter's just sitting on the racing line, not doing anything yet. Oh, now he's going for defence. Back under, try and get a bit of toe. They're going to go 3 wide here.
Oh, the two Nissans touch.
Yes, they do collide, and Fleming's all over the place, manages to hold the cars. We see Smith following off the track in the background, but Potter's still all over back of Kevin as they head up the chicane again.
Yes, that was a very, very dicey moment up there. The lead battlers come well and truly together now as Potter's really attacking the back of that BMW for the race. A teammate of Jordan Fleming trying to go around the outside, now to the inside. So Fleming's got the cut back. Can he do anything going down the back straight, I wonder? It's going to be very, very close, but at the moment they seem to have held station in the positions they're in as they come in towards the hairpin. And Potter's on the inside, the BMW, he's managed to get on the inside, and they're going 3 wide as they come back to the start-finish line, and Van der Bosch is held on the outside. Fleming on the inside, Potter in the middle, but it looks like Potter's finished playing pig in the middle as the BMW gets the superior straight line speed. The Nissans are still fighting side by side, so Team Nissan have currently got their hands in their head in their hands, really trying not to look at all this as they bang door panels again, and somehow they don't lose a rearview mirror in all that.
Yep, unlike the lap before, both Nissans get through with no contact at all. Well, it might have been a little bit of door rapping, but that's to be expected as they fly over the jump now. Kevin seems slow over this bit, unsettle the rear-wheel drive BMW. Very fast cars, Ben alluded to, going down the straights. So Potter's all over him, but he's gone a little bit wide on the grass. So can he do anything into the hairpin like he did the lap before? Let's find out.
Yes, let's indeed find out as they come into the hairpin then. Into the braking zone they come. The BMW still has the advantage. The Nissan is shoving its nose where it probably doesn't need to be, but nonetheless, Kevin is doing a remarkable job to hold off here in the BMW. So coming down towards the first corner at Duffers once again. Fleming's dropped off the battle a little bit now as Potter makes a dive to the inside, but the BMW seems to be able to brake a little bit later, so he's able to hold on for the time being. We are seeing John Smith catch up in the Renault as the O'Dore Nissan nearly goes up and over on the sausage curb down there as they come storming through the chicane, and Potter's lost a heap of time then. In fact, will come under pressure from his teammate again, I would imagine, in the next few moments.
Yep, all over the curb, lost him all his exit speed does, but oh, he's gone on the grass. That's not the quickest way through that corner, but it seems to not really have affected him much. If anything, might gain from it. He's now in the slipstream of the BMWs to head into the hairpin. Kevin defending, Potter looking for the outside. Can he try and get the cut back? Nope, he can't there. The BMW is still there. It's halted his progress as Potter's now on the outside going down the straight. He looks like he's got in front. He's got in front. The Nissan in the lead.
I would imagine the BMW will attempt to come back there as they come into Duffers Dip. As they make their way into the first corner, the Nissan has understeered a little bit wide, but the BMW has joined the party in the understeer brigade. The second of the Nissans in the background as well, John Fleming, also went a little bit on the wide side, but these three are absolutely line astern now. There's not much separating them. You can see the fourth place battle in the background is also starting to liven up a little bit, should we say, as it's still Potter the leader for the time being. The BMW in second place of Kevin van der Bosch, the current championship leader. Of course, BMW are also leading the team standings as well in the series. They come back towards the hairpin. The BMW is making a move under braking there. The Nissan's got scared, I think, and run wide. And here comes John Fleming to say, thanks so much, boys, and go through on the inside. But I don't think he's going to make a move. Or is he? No, he's going to slot in behind and just wait for the turn front to have yet another little bit of a tango, I would assume, as they go side by side to Duffers Dip for what I believe is now about lap 6 or 7, as the BMW has been put on the white side. Into the gravel trap goes Kevin van der Bosch. He's managed to regain the track, but he's lost 2 places, so it's now a Nissan 1-2, and well, the 1-2 is becoming almost just 1 here, really, as they're side by side through the chicane. And it's now going to be Fleming who goes through to lead it, but all for the briefest of moments, as we see Potter retake the leading car, 23, as they make their way back onto the back straight.
Brilliant couple of corners there from the two Nissans, not to take each other off. Door banging and the like. Fleming held the lead for about 3 corners as we look further back, as we see the car 45 of John Smith and number 80 of Ben Singleton. Singleton looking like to try and launch a charge as we cut back to the front 3. As Kevin looks at the inside of Potter with Fleming still in behind. Can he? One of them is going to have a crash in a minute. Or are they? Are they all going to stay on the road? Let's find out as we head back down towards Duffers Dip for what is the 7th time, as we believe. Kevin launching one up the inside. Can he do it? Potter slams the door, but he's gone off.
Yeah, running a bit wide there, and has lost 2 places now. Just going to look back here, and oh goodness me, I can't jump on over onto his roof. So got a rollover at Duffers Dip as the 45 Peugeot has just launched itself over the sausage curb and onto its roof. So got the first rollover of the night. And that will have cost the Peugeot no end of positions there. So through goes number 80 to go through into 4th, clouting over the curbs itself at the chicanes. We cut back to the lead battle where Van den Bosch is launching yet another attack.
Yep, Van der Bosch on the outside of Fleming now. These two going door to door, banging doors under the braking zone. Can anyone do anything about it? Fleming's still holding in the lead, but Kevin's going to have the slipstream yet again going down a straight. Unlucky there for John Smith in the Peugeot, as he clipped the curb and rolled over, going into the turner, into the corner we're heading now. It looks like we're catching up to Matthew Zibioni in the Renault about the lappers. Fleming's still on the inside, Kevin on the outside. These two are going to have come to blows in a minute as Potter looks to to capitalise on the moment and get on the inside. Fleming goes off. 2x2 up the chicane. This is going to end it. Sears. No, Kevin backs out of it. He realises it's going to be a big crash if he carried on like that.
Yes, and then these three will now have the complication very shortly of a lap down car, which will be always entertaining no matter what you say. You've got a door mirror in the runoff here. I believe that's yellow, so I think it belongs to the Renault they are catching. So I think it says it all about Renault drivers, doesn't it? So into the hairpin. Once again, it's still the top three. Line astern. There's not much separating these three at the moment. Like I say, Fleming is the race leader. It's still going to be second place for Van den Bosch, but he's got the slipstreams. They come down towards turn one once again. He's going around the outside, which is a brave move indeed. If he can make it work, then I have to take my hats off to Kevin here, really, as that is one hell of a move to make work, and it's not worked. He's ended up just crashing into the side of the Nissan, to be honest. Now, car 19 will be receiving blue flags. If he pays attention to the blue flags, is a different question, as they go bobbling over the curbs once again, and they've all somehow survived it. I thought the Renault was going to go up and over then in front of the leaders, which would have been a rather scary moment. Oh, the Renault's gone! He's spun around in front of them, but they just managed to go wide to miss it. That was a very, very lively moment, should we say, for the top three, as now Van den Bosch will mark yet another attack, and in fact goes wide off into the gravel trap.
That was scary, but of leaders there, the Renault just losing it on the exit of Clark Corner, and that could have gone into massive, massive troubles. But anyway, Kevin runs wide on the exit of the last corner. He's made a gap to Fleming now. Fleming's gapped him, and Potter's all over the back of him. So now it could be, rather than Kevin fighting for the lead, fighting for second place at the moment with the other Nissan coming under charge.
Absolutely. So it's the top three have remained unchanged, and they seem to have settled down a little bit more now. Oh dear me, maybe not, as Fleming launches it to the sky off the curbs, but we're just going to take a look back further. There's fourth place, number 80, Ben Singleton. There's fifth place, 45 of John Smith. And then we've got Scott Kinton there in car 66 in the Mazda. We'll get off the screen as quickly as possible. Matthew Sapone's gone again. He's rejoining the fray. Watch out to anybody who may be catching this car here. This could get interesting in a moment, as that car's going to be lapped once again, this time by John Smith in car 45, and he's just about held onto it there. So Matthew Sapone has certainly been very entertaining to watch, but I'm not sure he's going particularly well for his championship campaign, or indeed the racing side of things, to be honest. But he is still going, so at least he's on track as we cut back to the top three once again. I'll hand you back over to Owen.
Yep, as we see Potter running wide on the exit curbs, and oh god, and there's Kinton getting out of the way, unlike what Matthew Sibione did and just spun round. It's lucky that Renault is quite brightly coloured, so people know ahead is a hazard. As we see Fleming going off now, can Kevin do anything about that? He looks to be still too far behind, yet no, Fleming still got the gap advantage, and they seem to be breaking away from Potter at the moment. So it's all calming down a little bit. So we say that as Kevin launches one up the inside, bit of door banging there. Kevin sideways. Nope, manages to keep the car. Fleming's still in the lead, but Kevin is going to launch a move soon, I bet you.
I would imagine so. It's not like Kevin to hold bay here in second place. If he can see a race win, he will undoubtedly go for it. He's still looking at the back of the Nissan. So here they come down Duffers into Scotsman once again. It's still 24. From second place, the moment is 22, and it's going to be 23 and third. So they're not quite in the numerical order they should be, but nonetheless, it's still looking very good. Oopsie daisy, maybe not so much for the Nissan in the background that's just decided to meet the tyre barrier.
Yep, ran too wide over the curb, and the car just headed straight towards the scene of the accident on the exit barrier there, but no damage done. Still carrying on, but it's really hampered his charge down for the lead. Potter is now way out of it, as we see 2x2 action yet again at the front. Jordan running in hot to defend the line. Kevin sideways. He lost it in race one, if you remember, coming out of this hairpin, but now he's all over the back of the Nissan, going down straight. Jordan on the defence, as Kevin looks to the outside. Too wide as head towards Duffers Dip.
Exactly, side by side towards Duffers, and Kevin's going around the outside, but again, that's probably not going to work. No, it hasn't. They've just ended up muscling each other off the track. And now it's going to be Fleming that retakes the lead in the Nissan. So the Nissans have been very, very competent cars so far in this first season of the year. It's still between these two at the front, but as you were saying, that Kevin did lose the Beamer at the hairpin in the previous race, and the BMW is a risk versus reward thing. The risk is it's a lethal car to drive. The reward is it's a very, very fast car if you can get it right. And Kevin is one of the very few drivers who probably can handle this car in this grid and does a remarkable job at dealing with it every week. He's going around the outside. Can he do it? Yes, he can. What a manoeuvre there from the Dutchman. As you look further down the grid, and we have lost Owen Potter in the other Nissan Primera. So third place is now the independent Vauxhall of Ben Singleton, a race winner recently at Pembrey in Wales, the first independent winner of the rFactor British Touring Car Championship. As they make their way into Scotsman again, the laps are rapidly ticking down now. We are in fact going to be 2 laps this time by, 2 laps this time by.
And Kevin's got in front and starting to pull away the rubber. He's lighter on the ballast than Jordan Fleming, who won race 1. He's got the maximum 70 kilos, where Kevin's got the, I think it's, 40, 50 kilo or something for finishing third in race 1. Whatever, something like that. And the BMW is a faster car, so yeah, the ballast coming into play now as the fuel burns off, and Kevin's gapping Fleming. Fleming can still do something about it, and as you said, we have lost the other Nissan due to connection problem, I believe.
That's not a problem they had in real life, is it? But anyway, back to the leaders. It's still Van den Bosch leader now, but he's bridged the gap, should we say, to the Nissan that is in tow. And I think this could very well be how this race finishes. I don't see any more position changes being made. They certainly won't be if the Nissan keeps doing that. Oh, dear me!
The Renault is off again, but luckily he was pretty much out of the way as he was before, and like spinning in front of the leaders, but he's now out of the way. That's 2 times the Renault has been lapped, and I think he got lapped in race 1, which was half the length of this one. As we see, Fleming's got really much closer now to Kevin because of the antics at whatever corner that is, turn 3, and the Renault goes off again, and Fleming could perform a manoeuvre here, but that BMW with more speed, the slipstream isn't powerful enough to counteract that, so Fleming's just going to have to wait for a mistake, which is possible as he pushes him up the hill now. Ooh, that could have ended in tears for Kevin there, as he got a very sideways on the exit. Fleming's still right underneath him, so it's not over yet.
Now, last lap board displayed from the starting gantry. And, you know, I said a lap ago, this race is probably going to finish in the order it was at that point. I may have been wrong. The Renault really threw a curveball in there by delaying the race leader when it spun in front of him, which is the second time that's happened in this race. So whether Matthew Saboni will be receiving a black and white diagonal flag, I'm not entirely sure at this stage. But it looks like Van den Bosch has managed to bridge the gap once again to the Nissan, who has decided it means so much to me. He needs to put the headlights on. Of course, as everybody knows in motor racing, putting the headlights on gives you an extra 100 horsepower. Hypothetically. It never normally works, though. But here we go, Van den Bosch into the hairpin for the final time. Here he comes. He's got a lap-down car of John Smith in front of him in the Peugeot, who just moves wide and lets the top 2 through on the inside. Oh dear, no, maybe not. He's just been battered out of the way by the rear end of the BMW. The show flag is at the ready, though, for Kevin Van den Bosch, who will take the second win of the day for the touring cars, extend his championship lead. Second, Jordan Fleming in the Nissan. Then third place, we've got to go a long way down the track to find it, is the Vauxhall Cavalier number 80 Ben Singleton as the only independent entry here today. And like I say, the only independent winner of the series so far. Here he comes to the start-finish line this time by.
Yep, good drive there from Ben. He just kept it on the track, avoided a rolling over John Smith, and just capitalised on the misfortunes of others in front to take another podium for the Roy Kennedy Racing Vauxhall there. I think Scott Kenton in behind, or John Smith in behind, whatever order that is, will confirm that for you. But yeah, good race at the front. Shame the third car dropped out of it, and could have been all over for Kevin in a few opportunities. But brilliant move around the outside of the last hairpin. A few laps from the end, sealed the deal.
Yep. So another good race in the touring cars. Only 3 cars finishing on the lead lap, and there's one of them didn't finish on the lead lap. That's the Nissan spare parts department having some business in the morning. But nonetheless, that was another cracker from the touring cars. Like I say, it is a shame that we did lose the second of the Nissans in that race, courtesy of conditions out of our control, unfortunately. I will also point out as well, the Daily Mail Works Vauxhall Cavalier number 3, Charlie Occhialoni, was a non-starter in that race. The Vauxhall was not able to come back out on track following an incident in race number 1. So that means we only had the 7 rather than the 8, but still, I don't think it made much difference. And Matthew Saboni in car 19 was certainly the action person in that, giving the leaders some grief every time they came to lap him. But as always, a sensational race from the touring cars. We'll we're just going to make sure there's no changes to any of the results, and once we've worked that out, we'll give you a rundown of the results from that one for the British touring cars here at Knockhill this evening.
Yep, we're just waiting for confirmation of the results. But we saw Kevin took the win on the track. I don't think he'll get any penalties for it, with Fleming in behind, only a couple of attempts off. So it could have gone either way, but I think we saw Fleming make a few wobbles into Scotsman on the last lap, and it just launched him over the curb, and he couldn't do much about it. And I think we've got the results here now.
Yes, I've got them here. So your race winner was car number 22 of Kevin van der Bosch. Second was 24, Jordan Fleming, and third, number 80, Ben Singleton. Fourth went to 45, John Smith, and fifth was the 66 of Scott Kinton. Sixth place and final finisher was Matthew Saboni in car 19. So once again, just the numbers for you. First, 22. Second, 24. Third, 80. Fourth is 45. Fifth, 66. And sixth is the number 19 car. So that's the finishing order. Owen Potter was a non-finisher, and Charlie Occhialoni was a non-starter. No penalties in race number 2, and there was also no penalties in the first 2 sessions of the day either, in both qualifying and the first race. So a fairly clean day of racing for the touring cars, and bad luck to John Smith there, who was on for a great position in that race before the car ended up going up and over at Duffer's Dip, but nonetheless his loss with the others' gain, as we saw a couple of cars gain places as a result. But that rounds out the touring cars tonight here at Knockhill. They'll be back in action at the opposite end of the country next week, down in the south at Thruxton, the fastest circuit in the UK, as you will very well imagine, and it will be absolutely fantastic, and it will indeed also be Thruxton Thursday as well, rather ironically. But there you go, to round out our evening's racing here at Knockhill. Thank you all very much as well for your support, and I'll hand you over to Owen Potter for any final words he wishes to say about today's race meeting.
Nothing more to add, really. You summed it up brilliantly. Great racing all day here at Knockhill. Always provides. The touring cars are brilliant as we head towards Thruxton for the penultimate round of the series. Kevin van der Bosch in the lead of the championship, with a rather substantial gap to Owen Potter with that DNF. So 2 rounds left. Thruxton, whatever the date is. See you there.
Yeah, 19th of May, next one at Thruxton, and then we finish the season off in 2 weeks' time on the 26th at Silverstone on the National Circuit. But on behalf of us all here at the rFactor British Touring Car Championship, thank you very much, and we'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.